Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stefan, and today I'm going to share with you some methods for potentiating dreams, primarily by talking about how crystals can potentiate dreams. This can be more vivid dreams, this can be lucid dreams, these can even be precognition dreams, or perhaps you don't have any dreams right now and you'd like to start accessing that part of your subconscious, because that can be incredibly useful and also very healing for a variety of reasons. So we're going to talk about crystals and how they can be used to potentiate your dreams. And I come at this both from a metaphysical, spiritual standpoint, because that's where I have a lot of this experience, but also I went to university and got a degree in geology, and then I went into the workforce as a geophysicist. So I also have that hard science background. So I'll do my best to bring both fields together, but please know that a lot of what I'm about to say here is through experience, and while there's some basic physics that can help us understand how this works, it's by no means definitive. So with that, let's jump right in. So to begin, what are dreams? Well, dreams are a different form of consciousness. They're a higher vibrational state of consciousness. And the reason why I say consciousness is because right now I'm in the waking world, this reality, and this is associated with certain brainwave states, and I'm taking in certain electromagnetic energies, right? My vision, my sight is all visible light, that part of the electromagnetic spectrum. What you hear are sound waves converted to electromagnetic waves. And then your taste and your smell are chemical senses that get converted to electromagnetic waves. And your sense of feeling and touch is sensory receptors, nerves, that also convey electromagnetic signals to your brain and your body. So your entire perception of reality is based on electromagnetism, which is fundamentally based on photons of light. These are the smallest divisible unit of light that we know of. They are called photons. They are known as the quantum of light. And there's a lot that we don't know about light. So this reality here is based on electromagnetism, and when you go to sleep, you're also experiencing electromagnetic signals. It's just not necessarily from this environment. It may be from a different frequency reality. So in metaphysics, this is the astral realm. I'm not going to go into that because here we're talking about how you can potentiate dreams. But just know that there is a lot that we don't know about dreaming, about the subconscious, the unconscious, all that good stuff. But I hope that some of this information you will find useful. So when you are dreaming and you're laying there and your body is very quiet and still, hopefully you're having some good sleep, then your brain is able to enter into unique brainwave states. So these are electromagnetic rhythms that pulse through your brain, and you can have very vivid dreams or lucid dreams or even precognition dreams if you achieve certain brainwave states. So this can be brainwaves at certain frequencies and powers in different locations of your brain, and then also like how are the brainwaves rhythmically and coherently pulsing across your entire brain. So that's the foundation of, let's say, your unconscious mind and your ability to dream and receive access to those signals. Now, the important thing with dreaming is to recognize that your unconscious mind is below the conscious mind, right? Your subconscious. And that means that the signals are very, very weak. These electromagnetic signals, these brainwave signals, and everything else that they are in reality are very, very quiet typically. And that's why a lot of people don't have dreams at all, because they have too high of a noise level in the background. So these signals are here, but they're still below the surface. So the reason why crystals are so powerful in potentiating dreams is that they help to raise the overall signals of your subconscious above the noise threshold, and therefore you get access to that information in very abstract and creative ways. And this can just be that you have very vivid and meaningful dreams that you remember. This could be you actually going into waking consciousness during your dream and entering into a lucid dream, so you can start to control the dream in various levels of that. And that's a whole big topic, which is really fascinating. Or you can even have like a precognition dream, where you have a dream that predicts something that comes true in the future. And I've had those before. And when I had a precognition dream that came true last year, it predicted something about 3 months in advance. I had crystals with me right next to my head when I was sleeping. So that is one of the first ways that you can use crystals to potentiate dreams. So there's a few ways to go about this. The first step is to put these crystals very close to your head when you're sleeping. That's because crystals, just like your brain when you're sleeping, have very small signals. Most crystals like this right here is rose quartz, and it is quartz, SiO2, and this is a resistive mineral. It's not that conductive, and that has benefits and that has drawbacks, but because it's not that conductive, it doesn't emit that strong of an electromagnetic signal. Now, is this crystal emitting an electromagnetic signal of its own, or is it simply filtering electromagnetic signals from its environment? That is a question out there for the philosophers, but regardless, the background electromagnetic spectrum is passing through the coherent molecular and crystal structure of the silicon. Oh, there's a bunny right here in front of me. I wish I could flip the camera around. Oh, it's so cute, it's a little cottontail. It's amazing. So these crystals have coherent crystal structures that then electromagnetic radiation, photons, have to pass through. So that changes their expression. So this being resistive means that it changes the electromagnetic signals of your background environment, and the closer you can get this to your head while you're sleeping in that low noise state, then the more powerful these signals can be and the more they can potentiate dream states. So you have crystals like quartz, you also have crystals like moldavite here. Moldavite's very interesting in particular. It's a very high vibrational stone created from an asteroid impact about 15 million years ago in the modern day Czech Republic. And the reason why it's a high vibrational stone is that moldavite was created from the geologic minerals and materials like sands and clays and silts that were ejected into the atmosphere, superheated into ionic plasma, which means there's a whole bunch of minerals at their different charges like Ca2+ and Na+1, things of this nature. And then as they precipitated down and fell back to Earth, they condensed into tektite glass. But this doesn't have any coherent molecular or crystal structure. So whereas SiO2, silicon dioxide, has a very clear structure, moldavite does not, but it's very unique because here you can still see it condensed into solid matter. It's no longer an ionic plasma. So moldavite's very interesting, and I found that moldavite in particular is very powerful at potentiating dreams. Precisely why, I can't tell you. There's a lot that we don't know, again, but you can get really high quality moldavite from the moldavite family, and I have a 20% off a link that you can click in the description below, just FYI. That's where I get a lot of my moldavite from. Here's a small little piece right here. You can get moldavite in various sizes. You can also wear moldavite on you, and throughout time, that can also help potentiate dreams. But really powerful is putting the crystals next to you, because when you are sleeping, you are in that low noise state, and these signals then are able to kind of boost up your subconscious signals and make dreaming either A, happen if you're not having them in the first place, or they happen infrequently, or if you're like me and you dream a lot, then they can raise them into becoming more vivid, lucid, or even precognition dreams. So the other way that you can use crystals to potentiate dreams, rather a modifier for all this, is you can charge your crystals outdoors. So you can take your crystals and charge them with a lot of sunlight. And the way that works, just with like basic physics, is that your crystals are now absorbing more electromagnetic radiation. The sun emits a very wide spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, all the way from low frequency to high frequency. Though a lot of the high frequency stuff gets absorbed by the ionosphere, but you also have outdoors natural energy fields like the Schumann resonances. You can learn more about those in my 6-minute video right here. When you put crystals outdoors to charge with the natural electromagnetic energies of the environment and then also of the sun, which is the primary electromagnetic energy, then that increases the amount of energy that they're emitting. So what I did just recently is that I put all these crystals next to me when I was sleeping, and then I had a bunch of very vivid dreams. And normally I remember my dreams, but I notice that it's not every single dream or every single night that I remember them, but it seems to be that when I sleep with my crystals right next to my head, specifically like all of these, then it really potentiated these highly vivid and significant dreams. So I wanted to share that with you. That actually happened last night, and that's why I'm making this video now. But the key concept to remember is that these crystals are fairly resistive, so charging them helps to increase the amount of energy that they have and therefore emit. But the benefit of crystals being resistive in general, I mean, shungite here is pretty conductive, in fact, and magnetite's very conductive, Fe3O4. But the benefit of them being resistive is that they continuously emit a signal and they can hold on to signals for a long time. So for example, this quartz crystal could be millions and millions and millions of years old. So it has a very old electromagnetic signal. There's a lot of wisdom contained in crystals. Moldavite, 15 million years old. So you could think about how it's storing information and energy from past events from long ago, the environmental energies from 5 million years ago, 15 million years ago. Here on the end of my magnetite spheres, I have a little chunk of asteroid that's 4.54 billion years old. So it's a small little chunk. You could get bigger ones if you have the dough, but things like that store a lot of energy and information and wisdom in them. So it's really about electromagnetism at the end of the day, both your electromagnetic environment. If it's noisy, you're not going to have dreams as easily, where if it's quiet and still and the baseline noise level is low, then you'll have an easier time dreaming. So things you can do to improve just your bioelectric noise levels and reducing them is you can get grounded. So you can put your feet on the ground. That's one reason we're outside here in this video. It's nice and grounding, you know, putting your body's electromagnetic potential close to that of the earth, getting away from the power grid and the cellular noise that's contained in most buildings. If you want to ground and earth yourself while you're sleeping, you can use something like a earthing sheet. And this is a do-it-yourself earthing sheet that is better, easy to make, and less expensive than the ones that you can find commercially. So you can watch my video on how to make that do-it-yourself earthing sheet here. So you can put that on your bed. You can just make sure you ground yourself a lot. And ideally, you're grounding yourself while you sleep, and you're also utilizing these crystals and putting them very close to you while you sleep. Specifically right around the head. Maybe you have certain crystals that you put on a necklace that you wear at your heart chakra or your throat chakra. Various methods like that. But I found there's just too many times now in my experience where I've put crystals next to me, like really close to where I'm sleeping, and then I've had these big boosts in my dream ability and also in how vivid they are. And there's one time in particular last year where I had a precognition dream that came true, like literally dot for dot. So it's, again, there's a lot that we don't know. And that's why I don't feel hesitant talking about this stuff, even though I come from that science background, geology and geophysics, because I recognize that there's so much to this planet and our reality and consciousness that's still a big mystery, and I like to explore that. Now we can go beyond crystals, and you can actually even use things like trinkets. Like this is a coin that's just packed with symbols, the full zodiac and a few others, very significant to me. You can put that on your body while you're sleeping, maybe in a pocket, or you can just have it near you. So you can use things beyond just crystals to help potentiate your dreams. You can also use trinkets and various artifacts and runes and symbols, and let's say even like tarot cards. You can put this stuff near you while you sleep that have these symbological connections that consciously you're aware of, and that might help potentiate those brain waves to propagate while you sleep, and then that could potentiate dreams. One other tip besides like earthing and crystals is also tea. Certain teas and certain herbs can be useful for dreaming. One herb that's not useful for dreaming, FYI, is cannabis. So if you are using cannabis in any way, specifically THC, then you'll want to cut that out, because that anecdotally across a lot of people that I've talked to, that you'll read online, my own personal experience is that cannabis reduces your ability to dream. So you're going to want to cut that out. But herbs that help dreaming would be chamomile. This helps to stabilize your heart rhythms, which potentiates 12 hertz brain waves, these alpha 8 to 12 hertz brain waves, which is good for creative dream states. Theta brain waves from 4 to 8 hertz are right below that, and that's a dominant brain rhythm seen during dreaming. And then other herbs like green tea during the day, or dandelion root. Passion flower is a really good herb for dreaming. So is mugwort. You also have blue lotus flower, damiana. Again, I mentioned chamomile. You can make a dream tea out of blue lotus flower, damiana, mugwort, passion flower, and chamomile, and that would be really, really powerful. You drink that an hour or two before you go to bed, and that would help you potentiate your dreams. But if you have not experienced the effect of putting a bunch of crystals next to you while you're sleeping, then I recommend you do that. Specifically also if you're interested in dreaming and kind of some of the spiritual benefits that you get from dreaming, because I know that this journey into my subconscious through dreaming, through dream journaling, and some of these other practices that I do has been tremendously helpful in clearing up my mental and emotional body and finding things that were like latent energies that were undealt with, kind of like the scar tissue of your emotional body, you could say, and then breaking that up. And dreams have been very powerful for me in my life. They've helped me to make sudden shifts and transitions, which are for my better growth, both in terms of my health and then also in terms of my consciousness. Because you can have really powerful dreams. Again, dreams are that different state of consciousness outside of normal waking reality, and so they have deep imprints. And when you pattern and rewire your subconscious, then that can fundamentally change how you live your life, your lifestyle decisions, choices, and factors of that nature. So using crystals to potentiate dreams can dramatically change your life for the better. And some of these dreams, just FYI, some of these dreams may be a little scary at times. They may be very challenging because you have things that you need to work through. But I've never found myself being given something for myself, being given more than I can chew on. So you have to approach the dream world with a lot of like confidence, and also just let it happen and not try to resist anything. And that's just something that requires practice and learning. For example, if you get a lot of nightmares, that is in many ways your subconscious mind training you at how to be better and more conscious in control of the dream realm, that astral realm. Because a nightmare, again, can be frightening, it can be terrifying, very fearful. So when you learn to consciously control your dreams, then you can turn nightmares off. And that's something that I went through. Is I had a lot of scary dreams a few years back. It's like anytime I had a dream, it wasn't pleasant. But then eventually I learned to consciously control my dreams. So I just want to make note of this, that it's not like it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows if you start to potentiate your dreams, but fundamentally it is for your better growth on your life's journey, because you will work through those phases and then you will have those very pleasant, enjoyable, beautiful dreams that are highly significant. This can be dreams that you have with other people you know. This can be precognition dreams that are kind of set you on a different path. And then also just things that you learn in your dreams about yourself that you otherwise maybe would not have learned in some other manner. And dreaming is free. Earthing, going outside, connecting to the earth, that's free. It lowers the bioelectric noise levels in your body, reduces inflammation, improves your brain health, your gut-brain axis. I have videos on earthing, which you can watch here. And then I also have videos on how you can use energy rhythms and energy events like geomagnetic storms for healing here. So I suggest you watch those. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe. I'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day. Ciao.